there is a very high risk around jobs. And the idea that, if you're a developer and you're not really a very hardcore, very good developer, you're probably going to lose your job within the next 3 years. It's 60% of the code on GitHub today is written by machines, right? And what happens to jobs? What happens to reskilling people to find different jobs? What happens to our purpose? Because sadly, we have actually in this modern world redefined our purpose as let's go work.
Although the counter-argument to that is with every industrial revolution this has happened and people have found new ways of working and have found new skill sets and have changed. So do you think this is more accelerated now?
We humans choose not to be pessimistic because that takes us out of the inner circle of, but we've always found a solution. Now, you can be logical when you think about those solutions. You don't have to be blindly optimistic. I'm actually very optimistic in the long term.
Yeah.
I'm just calling for action in the short term, right? The idea is we as humans were made up of what? A physical form, a mind, and an emotion, and a spirit, right? The spirit is not very, effective in the workplace. Let's just agree with that, right? The physical form is no longer what we use work for, right? So the Industrial Revolution sort of, was replacing the muscles of humans, and we found jobs in the information age, right, which were mind and IQ based. Now those jobs are going to go away, and you can't compete because the intelligence of the machine at the task assigned is going to be better than yours. This is inevitable, right? Which other part of us is going to remain? Believe it or not, it's the emotional bit. So the main asset of the next human evolution, if you want, in the workplace is our humanity, is me being able to talk to you as a human in front of everyone as a human. This is the biggest asset you have. As an author, for example, I've decided I'm never going to write a book again. So I have 4 bestsellers, right? My idea is from now on, I will create all of my concepts on video first. Okay, to interact with humans, to create webinars, to create workshops where I can use my humanity as my asset, and then I'll have an AI watch those videos and write the book for me, right? I really don't need to be the author. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And so which jobs are going to remain? They're the jobs that are going to count on human connection. This is the skill that is needed. Now, interestingly, those jobs are not what the big money makers are, okay? The biggest jobs in the world today are not the jobs that are, talking to each other as much as they are the jobs that are writing code or, creating graphics design or whatever. These contributions actually are all going away. There is more. There is what I call concentration of power. This is a very interesting one. I understand the cycle of power in the age of AI. Let's put it this way. If you remember the evolution of humanity over time, when the agricultural revolution was introduced, we automated the process of creating food, right? Rather than a hunter going out to hunt, we would put a seed in the ground. That's the automation. The soil is the automation platform. And the soil would produce multiple times the effort in terms of output and harvest, right? The interesting thing, however, is that the person that made all of the profit was who? Not the farmer, but the landlord, the one that owned the automation. Similarly, with the Industrial Revolution, the one that owned the factory made all of the money. Similarly, with the Internet Revolution, the Googles and the Facebooks that own the platform made all the money. And you're going to see a very, very big acceleration of that. Those who own the intelligence will be the platform owners, the automation owners. We will all be writing prompts, and they'll be creating all of the power. Now, that's one side. Concentration of power is one side. The other side, very, very eye-opening, is the democratization of power, right? So every single one of us today can use a drone to, if you look at the Ukrainian armed forces and the way they resisted the Russian invasion at the beginning was to actually use very simple drones with little explosive devices that are accessible at $300 to attack the Russian army and lock them with their tanks in a specific road. Interesting, because that kind of democratization of power requires a very, very large amount of control from those who have the power. And that dichotomy is going to create an environment where there is so much more control on all of us for those who are in a lot of power to continue to accumulate power. And I think all of that is preventable. I don't want to scare people. I want to say it's important to look at what is coming. I always say if we had acted on climate change when Al Gore started The Inconvenient Truth, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in today. And I think with artificial intelligence, what we need to do is to understand that intelligence is a superpower, okay? Just like Superman. You teach Superman to protect and serve, Superman uses its superpower to become Superman. You teach Superman to steal and kill and so on, and becomes supervillain. That choice is a choice of values. It's not a choice of technology.